What's up, guys? Rick here. Today we will look at two crazy Reddit stories, so grab a snack, get yourself comfy, and let's dive in. There's a strange kind of luck that only shows up when you least expect it. The kind that saves your ass by the thinnest margin. This story, it's exactly that. It's about a guy who dodged a life-ruining bullet, not because he was clever, but because he got lucky. So buckle in. Back in high school and for a couple years after, I had an unusual part-time job. I wasn't flipping burgers or bagging groceries like my classmates. No, I was selling weed. Not pounds at a time, just enough to get by, and to party a little harder on weekends. One random afternoon, I was chilling with my girlfriend at home. Bored, we decided to walk down to the Circle K a few houses away and grab some beers. The guy behind the counter was someone I kinda knew. Let's just say he wasn't a stranger. He leaned in and asked if I knew where to get a dub sack. I told him, yeah, sure, I'll be back. We paid, left, and I totally forgot. Like an hour or two later, I randomly remembered. Oh crap, I thought. So I went home, waited out, and walked back. He had already given me the cash earlier. That's a detail that'll matter later. When I got there, I waited until he was free of customers, then we walked out back behind the icebox. We were just chatting, keeping it low-key, and I handed him the bag. Nothing sketchy, no weird vibes. At least, that's what I thought. There was a beat-up Volvo parked nearby, nothing special. But now that I think back, the windows were completely blacked out, which is weird for a junky car like that. Out of nowhere, two dudes get out of the car. One was super tall and skinny, wearing head-to-toe denim. The other, he looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but in a beige sweater. I'm serious. They walk straight toward us and ask how we're doing. My guy behind the counter looks at me, confused. I look back, same energy. Like, do you know these dudes? Then boom, badges come out. EPD, you're under arrest. Before I could blink, they cuffed us, separated us, and started searching. Beige sweater dog went through my phone, found a couple sketchy texts and a few crumpled bills. He started hitting me with questions. How much business have you done today? Is this your full-time thing? All the usual. Then things got interesting. Instead of throwing me in the back of a squad car, they walked me and my terrified girlfriend back to my porch. They said they'd seen me coming and going a lot and wanted to make sure I wasn't hiding a pound of heroin inside. They said if I cooperated, I'd only get a misdemeanor. If not, it'd be felony charges and jail time. Now, I know now that what they did wasn't legal. But at the time, I was just a scared kid. And to make it worse, I had just picked up a quarter pound of mushrooms. Like the whole area was dry at the time, so I found a good deal, bought big, and had most of it pre-sold. It was already weighed out in bags on my bedroom table, next to a decent stash of weed. Not exactly the setup you want when cops are trying to walk through your front door. I tried everything to stall. Said I wanted a lawyer. Refused to let them in. That's when Beige Sweater Dog drops the bomb. He says if I don't let him search voluntarily, they'll surround the house, kick everyone out, wait for a warrant, and charge everyone in the house with everything they find. And here's the thing. My roommate had just left. He was a total straight-edge nerd with a solid job. If they turned the house upside down, he'd be caught up in all of it. Fired, blacklisted, his life wrecked because of me. So I panicked. I said they could search one room, just mine, and be done with it. I knew once I let them in, they could do whatever they wanted. But at this point, I felt cornered. Beige agrees. Denim Dude stays with my girlfriend, who looks like she's seconds from passing out. Now, here's where things get stupid lucky. I led Beige upstairs, and I walked right past my own room. Instead, I opened the door to my roommate's room. The one guy in the house who was clean as a whistle. Beige starts tearing it apart. Drawers, bed, closet, even under the mattress. I'm standing there quiet, and I casually reach over and turn off the computer monitor. It had a desktop photo of my roommate and his girlfriend. Didn't want that blowing my cover. Eventually, Beige shrugs, finds nothing, keeps his word. He walks me back downstairs, my girlfriend looking like she just saw a ghost, and I'm trying not to grin too hard. But of course, it wasn't a full win. They still charged me with a felony. I lawyered up hard, got someone who knew the prosecutor. They knocked it down to deliverance of marijuana, barely more than a slap on the wrist. I paid a $121 fine, did 80 hours of community service at a music venue, saw a ton of free shows, and after that, I quit the game. I got lucky, way luckier than I deserved. And that's why you never, ever stash anything near your bedroom door. The next story we're diving into is even crazier. It's about a teenage lifeguard who ends up saving someone's life in the most unexpected way. So grab a snack and get ready for this one. I saved a man's life, and I never saw him again. Not a thank you, not a follow-up, nothing. 10 years later, I still think about it. And if I'm honest, I don't think I ever fully recovered from that day. Back in high school, I worked as a lifeguard at this country club. It was a chill summer job, good pay, easy work. Not much action, just memorizing names, greeting members like, "Good morning, Mr. Jarity," and pretending to care when they ranted about lazy millennials. 4th of July weekend rolls around, and the pool is packed. Each member could bring a guest, so the place was alive with noise, sunscreen, and splashing. That's when I noticed him. A big guy, probably over 6 feet, 230 pounds. Middle-aged. I didn't recognize him, which made sense. He was probably someone's guest. And he was showing off, doing gainers off the low diving board, making waves, getting laughs. You know the type that still got it, Uncle Energy. Then it happened. One of his jumps didn't go as planned. He got a running start, but his foot slipped at the edge. Mid-jump, his momentum pulled him backward, and crack, his head slammed into the diving board. The sound it made, even today, I can still hear it. Like a metal bat hitting concrete. He dropped into the water. No blood, but his body sank slowly. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. No movement. I blew 3 sharp blasts on the whistle. The signal to the other guards that I needed the spine board. Then I jumped in. 8 feet down I dove. And there he was, unconscious, heavy but lighter underwater. I pulled him up, hoisted his body onto the rescue buoy, and swam to the edge. By then, my team had the backboard ready. We strapped him in with practiced hands, like we'd rehearsed dozens of times. But this wasn't practice. This was real. I climbed out, heart pounding, adrenaline screaming through me. Everyone was staring, and I realized this was my moment. I had to act. He wasn't breathing. And that board was built to immobilize his spine. But something clicked in my head. My 16-year-old brain made a call. If he didn't breathe, nothing else mattered. So I went for it. I started chest compressions. Let me tell you something they don't mention in training. Chest compressions, they break things. Cartilage, ribs. I felt it all crack under my palms. It was awful. 30 compressions. Then I tilted his head just slightly and gave 2 breaths. Back to compressions. 5 or 6 more. And then he coughed. Water dribbled from his mouth. He started breathing. My coworkers grabbed the board and moved him instantly. It happened so fast, I couldn't even react. I collapsed onto the concrete, body buzzing, ears ringing. It felt like my soul had left my body. They brought me into the guard shack, gave me a towel, then walked me over to the country club offices. I sat with the manager, someone I actually knew, and tried to explain everything. But honestly, I was in shock. My mouth was moving, words were coming out, but my brain was still at the bottom of the pool. A few days later, I showed up for my shift. Another lifeguard said the guy was okay. I got thanked by the member who brought him, but I never saw the man again. No visit, no note, no nothing. And that was it. That was the end. 10 years later, it's still the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. People ask if I'd do it again, if I'd risk breaking bones to save someone's life. I didn't get it all right. But in that moment, instincts took over. And somehow, that was enough. I don't know if that man remembers me, but I'll never forget him. And sometimes, I still wonder what would have happened if I'd hesitated for just one more second. And that is it for today's stories. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want more crazy, real, and wild stories, you know what to do. I'll catch you in the next one.